I got you into a Remington party. What's my thanks? It's on the hallway carpet. I got paid in puke. Lick it up, baby. I got paid in puke.
Welcome to Paid in Puke, Series 5 Outtakes edition. Paid in Puke is hosted by Amy Green, Christina Barr, and Jessica Baxter. This is your editor, Jessica Baxter. The following is a collection of clips that were cut for time and or not relevant enough to the film throughout our most recent series. We thought they were funny or interesting, and hopefully you do too. First up is a clip from episode 2 of Series 5, Showgirls, wherein special guest Faye Haroff talks about Generation X's problematic relationship with pop culture, and we all talk about red flag books. Apologies for all the mic bumps throughout. We got a little excited.
I actually had a dream about this. I was like having a conversation with a scientist about, this is all going to sound very inappropriate, about how Generation X is probably going to suffer the worst from Alzheimer's. Not that we're going to get it the most, but we're going to suffer the most from it because we're going to lose all of our pop culture knowledge. And as a generation, we have formed friendship bonds and personalities based on the things we know, the things we quote, the media we consume, and regurgitate, and the nostalgia that surrounds it. We just grew up on that. And, you know, I feel it even now, just like, oh God, what was that thing? I used to know that. I used to love it. Like, you know, and it's
my God.
Like a little piece of you just goes black.
Yeah, I do that
wow,
too. Like,
that's
where
tragic.
I can't remember the actor's name, and then I'm just like, oh my God, what's happening to me?
Yeah.
What's happening to my memory?
I know.
Thank God we have these little devices that can immediately solve that problem, but I do feel a little, like, sense of failure every time I have to look something up.
I know,
So-
right. Like, I really prefer to, like, I know I'm going to get it. I know it's going to come to me.
Yeah, we
you
used
know.
to be so proud of her. I mean, you know, all that...
We were trivia champions.
All that storage up there was for, like, song lyrics, actors' names, and, like, movie quotes. And that was our 3 categories. And you could, like, go to someone's house and, like, scan their DVD collection and know immediately if they were cool and if you were going to get along.
I know, right? Posters they had hung up.
Yes.
People don't really display their media anymore because, like, just books, I guess. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can't really get as much from books.
Right.
Like, the books people have as much of their personality. Although there are red flag books that you can immediately draw some conclusions.
Yeah, what are they? I'll take them off my shelf.
Well, I do think, like, prominently displayed David Foster Wallace.
Yeah.
Prominently displayed Bukowski.
I was going to say Bukowski. I feel like those are the only 2, like, true red flags to me.
Well, Ayn Rand.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, some people say Lolita, which no way. I don't think that's
no.
a red flag at all.
It depends. You just have to talk to them about what they get out of it.
Talk to your peers about Lolita.
Yeah. What's your take
Right.
on
It's like
Lolita?
same with, like, Fight Club, you know?
Right.
Like,
You can't.
you need to ask further questions, you
Yeah.
know? Anybody can love Fight Club in a good way or a bad way.
Absolutely. But DVDs used to be like Moulin Rouge. That was if someone had that. Or if even they had it out, like, I just watched it for the 20th time. We were going to have a problem.
You know, and another sign of aging is, like, I don't care about Moulin Rouge so much anymore. I'm not going to watch it, but I don't care if you like it. To me, that doesn't mean you're a bad person anymore.
It doesn't mean you're a bad person.
It doesn't mean you're a good person. It just, I mean, I will die on the Love Actually hill, though. I will send you over the cliff if you love Love Actually.
Oh, I was
my God! I thought she was dying for Love Actually.
I mean, I'm saying, like, that still to me is like the Moulin Rouge of the day. Like, sorry.
Yes. Okay. Wow. We were so scared.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
I don't even know you anymore.
I phrased that so poorly.
No,
It's
it's no.
Anti.
Right.
Love Actually.
That
that's
movie is
true. It's
trash.
indefensible. Yeah.
Totally.
Love Actually
It's
is
really
Trash.
Trash! Not for you!
We will never even hate Puck.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
we
think.
wouldn't
It's not
hate watch it,
possible.
no way.
It's
No.
it's disgusting. Next up, we have a bit from the Series 5 opener, Promising Young Woman, about the car smashing scene. It's a film we could have literally analyzed frame by frame. I think it was one of our longer episodes for a single film. Special guest Logan Green pipes in with their usual supernatural insight. When she smashes that guy's car up, too. That's an interesting scene because it's obviously not premeditated.
What compelled... Was it just like some dude was like rude and sexist and then
She
was
sitting in her car.
I was wondering if she
But I
was
think
doing
she
that
was
on
in
purpose because her head was on the steering wheel as if she had like dozed off or something.
I think she was just like not doing good, had a lot of anger, and was just
Yeah.
like dying inside until the light turns green. And then the dude next to her was rude and she's like, alright, that's it. I'm smashing your car, you suck.
I think you're right, yeah, she was like just at a light or something. And then she just got lost in her thoughts.
Yeah.
And he got mad because she didn't go right away.
Even though it didn't affect him. He was in
Like, you could have just easily gone around her and
pulls up and stops.
to yell at her.
You could just keep
He would've
going.
been
That's
fine.
very strange.
I could never confront anyone about something.
I have had people go out of their way to be extra shitty on the road. I think they both happened in Virginia, actually. Dudes followed me to yell at me about my driving.
Oh my god, I had that happen once. I was a smoker and I threw a cigarette on the window.
Oh, gosh.
A guy followed me to give me a lecture about it.
So much commitment. I'm like the opposite of...
It's a fucked up thing to do.
It's fucked up.
Like, you shouldn't, and I've done
Yeah.
it too, and like, you shouldn't throw cigarette butts out the window. But
No.
like, you also shouldn't follow people, like.
Yeah, that's what I was saying is fucked up. You shouldn't, yes, littering is not good, but...
Yeah.
So is chasing
But
up
yeah,
people.
traumatizing someone is much worse.
To quote Joe Mulaney, you could pour soup in my lap and I'd apologize to you.
You're doing okay, John.
I know. Thoughts and prayers, John. But for realsies. Yeah, it's an interesting scene. It's funny that she has a tire iron. I don't know that I do.
I'm quite sure I don't.
I don't know what that is.
Something to do with the tire.
Iron it?
Yeah, but she gets out of the car and starts beating the windshield. And he's still yelling at her the whole time instead of just driving off. Like, he's so
Like,
committed to
to
abusing
save
her
his car.
verbally.
Right.
And then my favorite part is right before she smashes his windshield, he tells her to calm down.
Yeah. That was. I
And
thought
she's
that
actually
was-
being so calm. She's like,
That's true. Yeah, she's like a Terminator.
you're hysterical.
Exactly. I slapped you to calm you down. I did have a little fun fact about that. I read in an interview with Carey Mulligan. They did 3 takes of that, and she thought it was so much fun, and she wanted to do more takes. And I was like, we don't have our cars.
I'm glad she had some fun on that movie.
Yeah, it sounds like she had a goodly amount of fun, even in scenes that didn't seem that fun.
That could have gone sideways though, like
Yeah.
with the guy. Luckily he drove off.
That was like the one thing she did that was unplanned. Pretty much everything else she did was so calculated.
Calmly, calculated. So much is happening, I need to get my anger out. You suck. Get to smash your car now.
He really did suck.
Yeah.
I'm glad she did that.
That scene of her just like in the middle of the road with the tire iron in the suit, like it was.
That's a great shot.
Kind of reminded me of
It cranes the crane
falling
shot.
down or something.
It is a lot like that. Why is it all these men that get to do that? They get to snap male revenge genre trope.
Yeah.
I love it. Love to see that. Femmed out.
Yeah, and then when women are unhinged in movies, it's their like throw a tantrum or something.
The crazy. I'm sure he does call her crazy.
Oh yeah,
Crazy
no, I'm not. And I'm sure he remembers that as like some psycho girl
yeah,
destroying my car for no reason.
For no reason, yes. I was just at a stoplight and she got out of her car. It was the craziest thing. The next clip is also from the Showgirls episode. Faye talks about how she bought the Windsor Pilates system after watching an infomercial that starred Elizabeth Berkley. And Elizabeth Berkley said that she used Windsor Pilates to get in shape for Showgirls.
I remember watching an infomercial for Windsor Pilates.
Oh my god, I remember.
You remember that one?
commercial.
And I ended up buying the Windsor Pilates set because I did Pilates for a long time, and it was good. But Elizabeth Berkley was on it, and she was talking about how it was Windsor Pilates that she did to get in shape for Showgirl.
Wow.
Every time I watch the movie, I think about that. I don't know why, and I don't know why this is relevant, but it's just like...
That is that's a fun fact.
Yeah.
We'll call that a fun
I guess
fact.
I'm just like, Pilates to me, I mean, it's not, it's not low impact, it's hard, but it doesn't involve a lot of thrusting. It's just...
She wasn't doing Pilates in the movie. She just did it to prepare for the movie.
I think about it every time. I'm like, okay, and then, lower and stretch and work your core, and then I'm like, and this will really help me with my thrusting.
Right.
Are you like, ha, 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 ha.
I mean, like this.
She was also like 20 years old, so that probably helps.
Right.
I guess there's the difference. No matter how much Windsor Pilates I do, I'm never gonna like sprout 6 inches.
You're not gonna get
20 years.
stretched out. Oh, she's so long and lean. She's like
Yeah.
a beautiful horse.
She's like
a beautiful horse.
I think that was in the script. Like a beautiful horse, she bursts
Sounds
through a volcano,
Right.
bejeweled and besparkled,
Gallops in
Just
front of
like
the
a
oncoming
horse.
car.
like a young girl's dream of My Little Pony.
Oh yeah, she didn't have any tattoos. That's interesting. I feel like nowadays, I'm like nobody did. There were like no tattoos in that movie at all.
Yeah.
I think Crystal I thought she had a tattoo.
Did she?
It was like on her wrist or something.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's just a Gina Gershon tattoo.
But yeah, there weren't a lot of tattoos.
I guess it's just a lot more common now, or they just don't bother covering them up anymore.
I think it's a little of both. I do feel like when we were younger, it was like tattoos still had that association of sailors or something,
Or like
prison.
bad girls.
Yeah.
I would imagine that in certain shows, you probably weren't allowed to have tattoos or show your tattoos.
Yeah.
Did not conform to the uniform, as it were. In my high school dance team, I remember you would have to take out your earrings.
Oh my god,
Wow.
earrings.
Performance. Like, so they wouldn't, like, glitter or, like, shine or, if everyone had to be uniform. And if you couldn't take them out, you had to put Band-Aids on them.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Wow, that's nuts. Jesus. Let's try to control women in as minute a way as possible.
I know, right?
Who gives a shit?
I mean, yeah, there's that, but, like, I felt really cute in my little uniform, so
Well, there
I
you
took
go.
those earrings out.
I bet you were really cute.
I was back then.
Oh, you're so cute.
That was not fishing. It was just like, we're talking about, like, 17-year-old me.
We're not at our peak age anymore.
No. Or we are, just in
I'm just
different
kidding.
ways.
Yes, we're fine wine now.
Yeah. Now we're running the show. We're not in the show.
That is true. We did what Gay did. We are
Yeah.
smart. We got ourselves
Yeah.
a man for later.
Man for later.
Chip my tooth on a Quaalude.
That is one of my favorite lines.
This clip is from Series 5, Episode 3, Bridesmaids, when we were doing the lunchtime poll, and we talked about people we dated who would be cut from the credits, as John Hamm was not credited for his role as the shitty boyfriend in the movie. Amy brought up the fact that she was confused about Baxter's views on how much credit a man should get if we're going down on a woman. So Baxter, that's me, tries to clear things up.
I feel like something that's come up a lot in our podcast is giving credit to a guy for going down on someone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My gross guy was like super into that. So I'm like, I never give the credit, because it has a little bit that.
I don't know if I've explained it on the pod before, but there's two kinds of guys who'll go down on you. There's the kind that will...
I'm glad that we're finally getting into this.
Yeah.
We need to talk about this.
Yeah.
There's guys who'll do it the normal, proper way of doing it, where it's just like
The
some of the
textbook.
sex stuff, right? Like, it's something you enjoy and I will do it for you. And then there's the guys who are like, oh, all I want to do is go down on you. I don't even want anything else. I just love... It's just I'm so into it. I just want to see you come and blah, blah, blah. And they're like patting themselves on the back.
Right. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's like too enthusiastic about it. And those people are usually not as good as they think they are at it. I didn't explain that well, but...
I don't feel like there's a lot of guys that's just like, I don't do that. You know, like, I assume people do that. I thought that was, like, a thing that you were always saying, that, like, some guys just don't do that. I mean, I'm sure there are some guys who don't do that.
Well, there are definitely people who talk about how good they are at it,
Yeah.
and then they either never do it, or when they do it, it's, like, a huge letdown because of all the buildup that they themselves gave it. Like, oh, yeah, I won't even be able to handle it
like,
when I go down on you.
Or talking
'Cause I'm
about
so
how
good at
much
it.
you like doing it, and then they don't do it.
And then they're like, here's
Like-
my dick.
Yeah. Well, this guy talked about it a lot, and he was good at it, and he did it. So I can feel
Okay.
like for that
Fine.
reason, I have never given a man credit. That's my
Yeah.
baseline expectation, is that you do it and you're good at it. I assume, like, most women give BJs. I'm sure there are women who don't, but to me, that's, like, the baseline assumption, is that people do the things that their partners want to do.
Are into,
you
yeah.
know?
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
mean to give men too much credit for going down on a woman. Because you should. It's expected. It's expected of you in the same way that we're expected to blow you. You gotta be GGG, as Dan Savage says.
Right, yeah.
GGG is the Dan Savage acronym to describe a healthy sexual relationship, and it stands for good, giving, and game. I think part of being GGG is not tooting your own horn too much about it.
All right. So I'm glad we talked, because all this time, like, I thought that you, like, credit people just for doing it at all.
No,
Like,
no,
like
no.
Jeff Daniels in terms of endearment. You were like, that's the only good thing about flats. Because they show him, like, goes down on
Yeah, I mean, it is, though. I stand by that being the only good thing about Flat
Okay,
Boy.
that's true. He is the
And it definitely wasn't like a, this is, you're gonna reciprocate, by the way, kind of thing. I feel like
Right.
there's a lot of that, too. Like,
And
I'll
you know
do
what?
it.
To bring it all full circle, I bet you John Hamm didn't go down on her, even though she...
Certainly not, because when he's like, do you like this? And he's
Oh, I
moving
know!
in a circle.
Did he do this?
Did he do this for just George Glass?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The sex,
probably.
the sex scene in the beginning where it's
She's
just like
so
so many
funny.
different positions, and she's just like, yeah.
It really cracks me up the one where he's like from behind and he keeps blowing her hair. That cracks me up a lot.
That is really funny.
Oh, Lord. Okay, yeah. I don't know how many other people out there were wondering about that, but now we've got it cleared up. On another clip from Bridesmaids, we asked how in the hell Chicago became such a major city when the weather always sucks. And Amy educates us all on the origin of area codes.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
don't-
extreme on both ends.
Uh-huh.
The thing. It's like the
It's like-
summer's unbearable and the winter's
It's
unbearable.
never
Yeah.
reasonable.
Right.
I don't even understand how anyone came to live there, let alone made it like a major metropolitan
Right.
area.
Yeah.
It's like the third one. It's like a fun thing, you know how you can tell how big a city was by the area code.
Really?
Well, so when they first assigned area codes, the middle number has to be either 0 or 1. Now this isn't the case. And the other numbers are anything other than 0 or 1. So the way they were assigned in the beginning was what would be the fastest to dial on a rotary phone. Which is why New York is 212. That's the fastest. So like second place, the tie is like LA is 213. And Chicago is 312, so it's like those are the top three, you know.
Wow, that's
New York wins
interesting.
with the 212, and then tied for second is LA and Chicago.
Wow. I didn't know that.
So Hawaii is like 808. That's like one of the slowest, you know, because a 0 counts as 10. You just add it up, like 212 adds up to 5. That's the fastest. 909 would have been the slowest, but by then. Now, like, anything can be an area code.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it doesn't take any extra effort to dial, but yeah, Virginia is,
Right.
well, Richmond was 804.
okay,
It's
yeah.
still
so
804.
the-
I mean, I really like that as like just a slang, is referring to cities by their area code, like the 206.
Are you back in the 206?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I used to be a lot more familiar with like a ton of area codes, and now I'm.
Well, you never have to dial a number.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Why would you, right?
Yeah.
Which actually reminds me of one more fact based on fun numbers. John Hamm's house is Kelly Taylor's house, exterior from 90210.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Wait,
That's
is that
cool.
Jimmy Garth?
Yeah.
That's
I
cool.
wonder why he has such a big house when he lives alone.
He's
I guess
rich.
it's
I
just he's
assume it's
rich,
just like, because
yeah.
he has like a BMW or something too. It's some
I think
like,
it's a
shitty little
Porsche.
sports
Yeah,
car.
some
Porsche.
kind
I
of-
don't know. I don't know cars. I'm so bad at cars. Not shitty. Not shitty. Shitty in the sense that
Douchey, you mean?
douchey. That's
Okay.
what I meant. Yeah. It's a nice car
Yeah.
that I would never want to own. Douchey. Yeah. It's really funny to me that like the douchiest cars are these tiny cars.
Right.
What
Because they'll be the fastest, I guess.
Oh, all right, whatever. We recorded the Blue Valentine episode 4 on the day actor Armie Hammer was dropped by both his publicist and his agent and fired from 2 movies and was quote-unquote vacationing in the Caymans. We couldn't help but speculate about what he did to warrant such a drastic Hollywood shunning.
Armie Hammer definitely killed somebody.
Armie Hammer killed somebody!
He killed somebody, that's
I know!
What?
Well, we don't know yet.
But today, his agent and his publicist both dropped him, and people are like, okay, there's something coming out.
And he was fired from 2 upcoming movies.
Yeah, from
like,
some big movies too,
There's
Godfather.
something coming out.
They're
That's
getting ahead
bigger
of a big story.
There's
Dude.
it's that he killed somebody. It's gotta be.
That guy, he's like it's like one of
skull in his
those.
freezer somewhere.
He's like a grandson of like an oil magnate or something.
Yeah.
I mean, like
There's
people
going to
do
be
not
a
grow
movie
up
about
normally.
this
Like,
someday.
Yeah.
Armie Hammer, yeah. Whoa.
Because I know it's like so big time, like Getty. It's got some Getty vibes.
yes. Wow, I did not know about. Oh my
This
god, I thought he was
just
so.
this
This morning there was
Just
an announcement of like his getting dropped. Like
Oh, I had
like,
such a crush on him.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I mean, it's not just you. Don't worry. You have a lot of people fooled.
He was very charming on film. Very
know,
charming. And the
God.
thing when he found out who Oliver North was, that was adorable.
Yeah.
But he killed
Did you
somebody.
guys know that Oliver North?
Nice.
Yeah. That was really funny. One of my favorite tweets that I read this morning was like, I would really love to see the look on Timothée Chalamet's face when he read about Armie Hammer being a cannibal.
Wow, right? With the whole whole peach thing is a whole different
Ew,
thing now.
yeah. Well, actually,
Yikes.
Timothée Chalamet and I think the director of Call Me by Your Name, they're doing a movie about cannibalism.
What?
It's like a young adult book or something.
But that's one of the ones Armie Hammer was attached, and now he isn't.
Oh, he was.
He was fired from that. But I'm like, I wonder if Timothée Chalamet is going to be able to do it, or if he's going to be too triggered. Be like, I can't do this project.
He kind of reminds me of somebody I know in real life.
Timothée Chalamet?
No, Armie
Armie
Hammer. No, I don't know the cannibal part, but like,
Okay, good. It's not Andrew, is it?
no, it's just,
You don't have to say.
I won't tell.
Yeah, wow. Crazy.
Yeah.
So crazy.
I'm so scared, but also can't wait to find out like what's the thing that's coming.
I know. I feel bad about how a little bit excited I am. Because if someone died, that's terrible. Obviously.
Well,
I don't want him to have murdered somebody, but something fucked up happened.
Something.
Well, I mean,
It couldn't be just that he was abusive to women, because clearly that's not enough to end
Yeah.
someone's career.
Right.
Like-
right. I mean, that would have happened already. You know what I mean? Like, that's already been out. He
Yeah.
still had his publicist and his agent, and now it's like, there's something.
hopefully there'll be some justice.
I think there will be.
Like-
because, I mean, I don't know.
He just seems like so indignant with all these lies going around about him. It's like, dude, you don't have to stay in the Cayman Islands. You were fired. Just own it, you know?
I feel bad for his kids. They're like,
Yeah.
can you imagine? And how he tried to pretend like, I'm quitting this movie to be with my family.
Right.
Like, there was
No.
someone replied to that. They were like, he hasn't seen his family in 6 months.
Ugh.
Ew.
The next clip is from Series 5, Episode 8, the 40-year-old version, which led to a discussion about the Flintstones and the misnomer Bam Bam hair.
Barney is like a DJ.
Oh, it's Barney rap.
Yeah.
Okay.
My name is Barney Rubble, and I'm here to say. And of course, he's got like a stone turntable. And I think the bird is the needle.
Aw, of course.
Gotta be the bird.
That show is really funny. That kind of it makes me like when she's like vacuuming with an animal on the wall. I feel like it's so funny.
It's definitely weird. I can't understand that society at all. Like all these enslaved animals.
My mom used to, when I was a toddler, she would do a ponytail like right at the top
Yeah.
of her head.
Like Bam Bam. Is
She
like
called it
Like
Bam.
Pebbles.
I'm gonna give
Oh,
you Bam
Pebbles.
Bam hair,
But it's
like,
Pebbles
it's
who has the
Pebbles.
hair.
That's
Yeah.
such a
Bam Bam's
parent,
just a
like
better
not
name.
knowing what the. She's like Bam Bam hair.
That was like one of my first sentences I could say was she has a bone in her hair that I would say.
wow.
When
I was little.
that's Pebbles.
No, they used to do Pebbles hair on me when I was a kid, and I'd say she has a bone in her hair.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's cute.
Next up is us making fun of Chet Hanks on our Oscars special.
You see all the stuff totally embarrassing son.
Chet.
Hey guys, look, I just wanted to tap in really quick. I just got this feeling, man, that this summer is, it's about to be a white boy summer. You know, take it how you want. I'm not talking about like Trump, NASCAR type white. I'm talking about, me, John B., Jack Harlow type white boy summer. You know what I mean? Let me know if you guys can vibe with that and get ready, because I am.
It ain't white boy day, Chet. He thought it was white boy day.
Did he do something recently?
Well, just like the white boy summer thing, and.
But then after that, he got a restraining order put out against him from his girlfriend, who said that he was beating her.
Yeesh.
And he was like, "She hit me too."
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a mess.
The last I heard from him was like he made some video like, "Hey guys, my parents had COVID."
And he had his shirt off.
Yeah.
This feels like no shirt situation. The white boy somebody was like, I just want to tap him. Like in his videos, he acts like somebody has come up to him with the microphone.
Right, as if he didn't like set up the selfie stick and the lighting or whatever. Yeah, he's like such a wannabe famous person. I mean, he's got all the vibes of like an idiot on YouTube that my kids watch.
Jay or something. I can see.
That sounds right.
I can see that being like his occupation.
He definitely doesn't have a real job, that's for sure.
Right.
Who are you? I'm Cowboy Chet. I'm here to sing
White boy summer
in a major way.
My favorite meme from that was someone had like a screenshot from Forrest Gump when Jenny tells him he has a kid. Because, is he smart or is he like me? And then it's a picture of Jenny.
Okay, that's fucking funny. Oh, I love that. Woo! In the series finale, which was a double feature of the anniversary party and Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Christina decides she needs to look up the old Fox TV series Herman's Head.
What was the show about like the guy's personalities in his head or something?
Oh, Herman's Head?
Herman's Head.
That was on HBO, right? Wasn't it? No, it was Fox
we had
too?
this conversation. Yeah, it was Fox. There was a similar
right.
HBO show, but Herman's Head was a Fox show.
That was like a dirty version of it, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there was something.
And then the person
One
who
of the
voices Lisa Simpson was on Herman's Head. Okay.
She was one of the. No, she wasn't one of the people in his head. She was one of the people at work. I don't remember who was in his head.
I need to look that up.
Do you? That's the first time that's ever been said.
What?
I need to look up Herman's Head.
I don't know. It's just like in the bowels of your memory,
Yeah.
One of those things.
Traces. Finally, after we finished recording the Series 5, Episode 5, 9 to 5, we chatted a bit about the Britney Spears documentary that had just been released, called Framing Britney Spears, along with Laura Lawrence, who was the special guest on that episode. It's also notable that we recorded this on the day when Seattle had a record-breaking snowfall and everyone was stuck in their own homes, so everyone here is on Zoom except for me, Baxter. Do y'all want to talk about the Britney thing a little bit, now that Laura's seen it?
I saw it the other night. I totally remember that. The news.
I was an asshole about Britney back then. And I'm not generally an asshole, I don't think.
Yeah, it was the culture. It's really insipid. But that is like how culture just was at the time. They laughed at all the train wreck ladies and their problems, and it was all their fault.
So gross.
It's so gross.
I couldn't believe how young she was, too. Just so young.
I know.
The Family Feud clip was really like, whoa, like.
So fucked up.
It was awful.
Name things she has lost this year, like her kids.
All right, Mario. You want to steal some points? Now's your shot. Name something Britney Spears has lost in the past year. Your answer? Her underwear. Fine. Her hair, her mind, her marriage. How about her underwear? No. Hey, hold on a minute. would be up there. That's strange. Let's find out what are the other things she's lost this past year. Number 2. All right. Respect her dignity. Number 5. Her children. Number 6. Wait, I guess. Number 7. Her fans. All righty, there you have it.
What the fuck?
So hard to watch.
I know. I'd like to think that if I were in that scenario, I would refuse to answer, but probably not at that time. But Jesus fucking Christ, I know. They never even do questions like that.
Right, like
Pop culture questions. They're always just like, what kind of foods do people eat, for breakfast? Like, always innocuous shit like that.
Like, what do you put ketchup on or something?
Yeah. Why did they decide to get so personal that time?
Fucking Diane Sawyer, when she's like, so this lady said she wants to shoot you. And Brittany's like, oh, that's terrible. Like, well, you can see her point.
Well, Britney Spears has upset a lot of mothers in this country, starting with the wife of the governor of Maryland, who appeared at an anti-violence rally, and, well, listen to what she said.
Really, if I had an opportunity to shoot Britney Spears, I think I would.
Oh, that's horrible.
Well,
that's really bad.
Because of the example for kids and how hard it is to be a parent and keep all of us away from your kids.
Well, that's really sad that she said that. Ew. You know what? Like, I'm not here to, babysit her kids.
Fuck! I know. Diane Sawyer was the worst.
So, well, she's a parent. Like, what? God.
That was a big problem at that time, too, was just parents, like, blaming everybody in pop culture for things that hadn't even happened to their kids yet. Like, my child is going to become a slut because they saw your video. I think maybe that might be, A, not true, and B, if that happens, maybe you should take a hard look at yourself and why you think that's a problem and who you are and what the fuck is going on. Just why that was an okay idea.
Right.
Do you remember all those talk shows where, like, once a week it seemed there'd be a talk show that was like, my daughter dresses too sexy. That's like the whole subject of this show is bringing out my kid in her tube top, having everyone shame her. An audience of strangers.
Provocative and she's sleazy. I don't like it. I'm afraid of her reputation.
She's 14?
14 years old. She's...
Okay, now, here's another family problem. These two are going to get married, right?
Right.
He doesn't want to marry the girlfriend, and you can't blame him if the 14-year-old daughter is going to get pregnant and he has to raise a little baby. I mean, it's not that time of life for him. You have to say, okay, I understand that. And doesn't that worry you?
Right. Yeah, it does. I got a 1-month-old baby right now. I don't need 2 in the house.
Right.
I got my hands full right now.
Is it your baby together?
Yeah, it's ours.
Yes. So you don't want the daughter to have a baby and to go through all of this.
Right.
I understand that.
She's too young.
You know your mom and Roger are very upset.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make you feel?
I just dress this way because I feel comfortable.
What kind of clothes do you like to wear?
Just short, tight, anything that makes me feel comfortable.
But you got to understand, sometimes that'll get you in trouble. I mean, this isn't...
She likes the attention. This
isn't a safe world we live in.
That's so insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Abusive.
And it was entertainment. That's what passed as entertainment. My God.
Also, just the fucked up thing of how Britney is basically paying for the lawyers on both sides of
Right.
It's like, that doesn't seem right.
I know. Isn't there like some legal conflict of interest thing that should prevent this from happening?
Sure would think so, right?
This whole thing just seems so unconstitutional and illegal, and I just can't even believe it exists.
Right. Like, she can't handle her money, but she can still work. Well,
Yeah.
Why? It's like Gabby has enough money that she would never have to work again.
If she's truly ill and needs to rest, yeah.
She just needs to, not make any decisions.
I know.
I love that when they had the thing of like announcing her residency and she just walked off. It was like, nah.
That was pretty baller, and I don't remember that getting any coverage at the time.
Yeah, I didn't remember that happening.
I feel like it was too baller. They were like, nope, this makes her seem too cool and in command of what she's doing. Let's bury this story.
I'm not getting any ideas from this.
Right.
This isn't supporting the narrative that we're trying to create here.
My friend I grew up with, she's an editor in LA, and she worked on Britney for the Record. That documentary, it was like it's her comeback or whatever, and her dad in it is portrayed as like this loving dad or whatever, bringing her food while she's in the dressing room. Like,
cheese grits.
Yeah, the cheese grits. And there was this attitude, it seemed like, oh, Britney's good now, you know, like things are going great. What a crazy lie it all was.
I mean, that's such a performative move, too, of like an absentee or abusive dad who's like, I know one thing you like. Probably from when you were like 3 years old. It's like, I remember you used to be really into cheese grits, so I'm gonna, for the cameras, do this performative thing that seems nurturing, but really I'm like the cause of all your pain and suffering. Ugh. So gross.
I read that her sons have like made like these posts about how their grandfather is an asshole, and they're really supporting that his control comes to an end, and it's just so sad. Kevin Federline had like 70% custody, and then when she did get to see her children, she had to be with like a parent coach that was like supervising. She wasn't able to do anything on her own. And then apparently, like in the documentary, they said these conservatorships are, I thought they said that it's never been overturned. Nobody's ever been able to overturn it.
Well, I remember that one lawyer said she had never seen somebody successfully overturn something.
But
and then now she's working on Jamie's case.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Suspicious.
You're pretty sus.
There's a lot of sources that say her net worth is like $60 million, but I don't know. That seems like kind of low for Britney Spears.
It's owned in trust, though. Like, if things are owned in a trust, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, and they put things in like LLCs and things like that. I'm sure there's a lot more.
She's got that Vegas money.
Oh, yeah.
And then we don't know how many, like, people are in her employ. She probably doesn't even know exactly, like, how many people...
Right.
Her money is being paid out to. That's so telling, too, how Kevin Federline was, like, such a joke for a long time until we decided Britney was insane, and then it was like, no, he should have the kids full-time. This guy that we've been making fun of for being a loser for the last, however long they were together. It just, like, has to default to the guy being the one who can handle it.
Right.
If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this special episode of Outtakes, and we love you, and we will return soon with Series 6. On behalf of the Paid and Pukettes, this is Baxter saying, lick it up, baby.